Hello, everyone. I'm Elena, your host, and I'm absolutely delighted you're joining me today. You might already know many English words and phrases, and you're getting better at understanding conversations. But have you ever noticed that native speakers use these little extra words and sounds that make their conversations feel smooth, natural, and full of life? These small phrases often make someone truly sound like a native. If you want to go beyond just being understood and start sounding genuinely natural and fluent, then this episode is precisely what you need. Today, we're unlocking the secrets to sounding like a native. 25 essential English reaction phrases and conversation flow. In your fluency journey, you've likely mastered greetings, asking questions, and giving information. But real conversations are much more than just exchanging facts. They're about reacting to what others say, showing you're listening, expressing surprise or sympathy, and smoothly moving from one idea to the next. These are the social glue phrases, the verbal signals that connect ideas and emotions, making a conversation feel easy and effortless. If you don't use them, your English can sometimes feel a bit stiff or even robotic. But when you add these natural reactions and flow phrases, your English will transform. You'll sound more engaged, more spontaneous, and effortlessly part of any conversation. Think of these phrases as the hidden gems of natural English. They might be small, but their impact is huge. They're used constantly in everyday chat, making them incredibly useful and learnable. Get ready to add a new layer of naturalness to your English. Let's learn to react, connect, and flow like a true native speaker. Why these reaction phrases are your key to sounding natural. Before we dive into our essential list, let's understand why these specific types of phrases are so vital for sounding natural and fluent. They are the difference between speaking correctly and speaking naturally. These are the social glue phrases that native speakers use constantly. They show you're actively listening, that you understand, or that you're reacting emotionally. They fill small gaps, make transitions smooth, and add warmth to interactions. Without them, your conversations can feel disjointed, like two robots exchanging information rather than two humans connecting. These phrases bridge the gaps, prevent awkward silences, and genuinely show your engagement. Beyond just knowing individual words, these phrases are like ready-made chunks of communication. They often carry more meaning than their individual words suggest and fit perfectly into many situations. You don't have to build a response word by word, you have a whole phrase ready to go. This significantly reduces the mental effort needed in a conversation. Your brain can then focus on understanding and formulating your next main point, making your communication much more efficient. Learning these language chunks is truly effective. Having these phrases ready means you won't have to stop and think for a whole sentence. You can react instantly and keep the conversation flowing. This directly boosts your speaking speed and, more importantly, your confidence. You'll hesitate less and participate more. This immediate response capability makes you feel more competent and less anxious, creating a positive feedback loop for your learning. The more fluent you feel, the more you'll want to speak. By learning to use these phrases, you'll also become much better at recognizing them when native speakers use them. This helps you understand the subtle nuances and emotions in their speech. It's like learning the secret codes of conversation. When someone says, "No way," with a rising intonation, you'll instantly grasp their surprise or disbelief. This deepens your comprehension far beyond literal word-for-word translation. Ultimately, using these phrases makes your English sound less like a textbook and more like real, everyday conversation, authentic and natural. It helps you blend in and connect more genuinely with native speakers. You're not just speaking English, you're speaking like an English speaker, which is a big step in cultural and linguistic integration. So get ready to make your English truly sound like a native speaker. Here are over 25 powerful phrases you can start using today to make your English sound more natural, spontaneous, and fluent. Listen carefully to how I say them and try to repeat them aloud. Remember, the key is not just to know them, but to use them, showing agreement and understanding. These phrases show you are actively listening and agree with or understand what the other person says. They build connection and rapport, making the speaker feel heard and encouraging them to continue. First, exactly. This means I completely agree with you. You've hit the nail on the head. It's a strong, precise way to show agreement, often used when someone perfectly articulates a point. You can use it as a standalone response. For example, if someone says, "This movie is just fantastic, the acting is superb," you can reply, "Exactly. I couldn't agree more." Or if you're confirming a plan, "So if we finish the first part today, we'll be ahead of schedule." Exactly. That's the plan. It's energetic and confirms a shared understanding. Next, absolutely. This is another strong way to say yes or I agree, conveying full certainty and enthusiasm. It's slightly more formal than exactly, but still widely used in casual conversation. Use it when you strongly agree, leaving no room for doubt, or to confirm a positive action. For instance, "We should definitely get some rest after that long day." Absolutely, I'm exhausted. Or, "Can you help me with this presentation tomorrow?" Absolutely, I'll be there. This phrase expresses strong affirmation. Then there's definitely. This means without a doubt or certainly. It's similar to absolutely, but perhaps slightly less emphatic, and very common in everyday speech, conveying strong confirmation. Use it to affirm something with certainty and conviction, often for plans or facts. For example, "Is this the best pizza in town?" Definitely, you have to try it. Or, "Will you be at the meeting on Friday?" Definitely, wouldn't miss it. It's great for confirming plans or opinions. When you understand someone's viewpoint, use "I see what you mean." This signals that you've processed their explanation, even if you didn't at first. It's a polite way to show you've grasped their idea or acknowledge their perspective. It's especially useful after someone explains a complex or nuanced point. For example, "It's not just about the money, it's about the principle of fair treatment." You can respond, "Ah, I see what you mean now. That makes sense." You'll hear right, often said twice quickly, very frequently. This means "I'm following you," or "I understand what you're explaining." It's a verbal nod of understanding, often used rhythmically to keep the speaker going. Use it to show active listening and comprehension during an explanation or a story, signaling you're tracking their words. For example, "So first you click here, then you enter your password to access the system." Right. Got it. What's next? Finally, for agreement with a slight reservation, use fair enough. This means I accept your point, even if you don't fully agree. It acknowledges that their reason is reasonable or understandable, even if it's not what you wanted. It's polite and non-confrontational, showing respect for their perspective. For instance, I can't come tonight. I have to study for my exam. It's really important. Fair enough. Good luck with your studies. Expressing surprise or disbelief. These phrases are used when something unexpected happens or when you're genuinely surprised by new information. They show your immediate natural reaction and add emotion to your speech. A strong, informal exclamation for surprise is "no way." This means I can't believe it, or that's impossible. It expresses strong shock or excitement. Use it informally when something is hard to believe or incredibly exciting, often with an exclamation and rising intonation. For example, if someone says, "I won the lottery, can you believe it?" You can exclaim, "No way. That's absolutely incredible." To question the truth of a statement, use "Are you serious?" or "You're kidding." These mean, "Is this true?" I find that hard to believe. You can say this with genuine surprise or playful disbelief depending on your tone. "You're kidding" is often used when something sounds too good or too bad to be true, or when you suspect a joke. For example, I finished the entire project in one night all by myself. "Are you serious? How did you manage that?" A versatile expression for amazement is "Wow." This is a general expression of amazement, wonder, or shock. It's highly versatile and can be positive, negative, or neutral depending on the context and your tone of voice. Use it for anything that causes strong surprise, admiration, or sometimes disappointment. For instance, she just got a promotion and a huge raise all in one day. Wow, that's fantastic news for her. For something truly unbelievable, use "That's crazy." This means that's unbelievable, wild, or completely unexpected, conveying strong astonishment. It's informal and suitable for surprising or shocking news, good or bad. For example, the concert tickets sold out in 5 minutes before I could even click buy. That's crazy. I thought I'd have more time. Expressing empathy or sympathy. These phrases help you show you care, understand, or feel bad about someone else's difficult situation or news. They build emotional connection and show you're actively listening to their feelings. For an immediate reaction to bad news, say, "Oh no." This is an informal phrase showing quick sympathy or concern, often used for small misfortunes. For example, "I just dropped my phone and cracked the screen." "Oh no, is it badly damaged?" For more significant negative news, use "That's terrible." This means that's very bad, upsetting, or unfortunate, expressing a stronger level of concern. For instance, their flight was canceled due to the storm and they're stuck at the airport for 2 days. "Oh, that's terrible. I hope they find another flight soon." A sincere and polite expression of empathy is, "I'm so sorry to hear that." This means, I feel bad for you. I sympathize with your situation. Oh, it's very versatile and appropriate in many contexts. For example, "My grandmother isn't feeling well and she's in the hospital." "I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope she gets better soon." When acknowledging someone's struggle without overreacting, use "That's tough." This means that sounds difficult, challenging, or hard to deal with. It shows understanding and a grounded perspective. For instance, I've been working 12-hour days and barely sleeping all week. That's tough. Make sure you get some rest when you can. Showing enthusiasm or approval. These phrases help you react positively and show genuine excitement, appreciation, or congratulations. They add energy and a positive vibe to the conversation. To react to exciting or impressive news, use "that's amazing" or "that's fantastic." These mean "that's wonderful, I'm very impressed," expressing strong positive emotion. For example, "I got accepted into my dream university with a full scholarship." That's amazing. Congratulations. A common, informal, and enthusiastic way to express strong approval is "awesome." Use it for almost anything positive or exciting in informal settings. It's a go-to positive reaction. For instance, "We're going to the beach this weekend for a picnic." Awesome. I love the beach. To congratulate or commend someone, especially for something they achieved through effort, use "good for you." This means "well done." I'm happy for your success. For example, "I finally finished writing my book after 5 years of hard work." Good for you. That's a huge accomplishment. Remember to use a sincere and genuinely happy tone to avoid sounding patronizing, keeping the conversation going and thinking aloud. These small words and sounds are what native speakers use to pause, connect ideas, or show they're processing information. They help fill natural silences, making conversations feel much more flowing and less abrupt, allowing you to sound more spontaneous. The versatile "so" can introduce a new point, summarize, transition, or start a question. It acts as a verbal bridge between thoughts or turns in the conversation, often followed by a brief pause. For instance, "The meeting went longer than expected, and then the traffic was terrible, so I'm a bit late." To return to a main topic or change the subject slightly, use "anyway." This helps smoothly get the conversation back on track or move it forward after a brief interruption or side note. For example, "The restaurant was closed, which was a shame. Anyway, we ended up finding a great cafe nearby." When you need a brief pause to think, use "well." This often signals you're about to explain, express uncertainty, or give a slightly reluctant answer. It's a common conversational filler. For example, "How was the trip?" "Well, it was interesting, to say the least." To check understanding, emphasize a point, or fill a pause, use "you know." It's often used when you expect the listener to be familiar with what you're talking about, or when searching for the right words. For instance, "It was a really difficult situation, you know. Like, everyone was very stressed." When you need a moment to consider your answer, politely say "let me see" or "let me think." These phrases signal you're processing information and need a brief pause, showing you're giving it thought. For example, "What's your favorite color?" Let me see. I think it's blue." Politely shifting topic or interrupting. These phrases help you manage the flow of conversation, either moving it in a new direction smoothly or joining in without being rude, even if someone else is speaking. To introduce a related topic that just came to mind, use "speaking of which." It's a natural, smooth transition, linking the new thought to something just mentioned. For instance, "I just bought a new phone." Speaking of which, have you heard about the latest software update for phones? For a new, often unrelated topic, or something you just remembered, use by the way. It's a more abrupt but still polite shift. For example, the meeting went well. By the way, did you call Sarah about the party next weekend? When you need to break into a conversation, use sorry to interrupt, but this is a polite way to stop someone speaking because you have something urgent or important to add. It signals respect while needing to interject. For example, sorry to interrupt, but I just wanted to mention I have to leave in 5 minutes. Putting these phrases into practice, your action plan. Learning these phrases is just the beginning. To truly make them part of your natural English, you need to actively use them until they become automatic. Here's your detailed action plan to make that happen. Your first and most important step is to listen actively. Becoming an excellent speaker starts with being an excellent listener. Pay extreme attention to how native speakers use these phrases in movies, TV shows, podcasts, YouTube videos, and real conversations. Don't just hear the words, listen for their intonation, their speed, and the specific situations where they use them. Listen for the subtle cues that tell you why they chose that particular phrase. A great mini exercise is to pick one category from above, like expressing surprise. Then watch a 5-minute clip of an English TV show. Every time you hear a phrase from that category, pause and try to identify it. Notice the emotion behind it. Next, start small. Don't try to use all 25 phrases at once. That's too much and will only lead to frustration. Instead, pick just 3 to 5 phrases from this list that you like the most, or that you think you'll use often in your daily life. Focus on incorporating only those into your conversations this week. Once those feel natural and you're using them without thinking, pick another 3 to 5. This systematic approach builds confidence and good habits. A good mini exercise is to write down your chosen 3 to 5 phrases on a sticky note and put it on your computer, mirror, or fridge as a visual reminder. Third, practice aloud, even alone. This is a powerful, low-pressure way to build the physical muscle memory for speaking English. Your mouth and tongue need practice just like any other muscles. Say these phrases to yourself throughout the day. Connect them to imaginary situations you might encounter. For example, in a scenario practice, imagine a friend tells you surprising news. React aloud, "No way," or "Are you serious?" When narrating your thoughts as you walk around your house or commute, narrate what you're doing using these phrases. "I'm making coffee. Speaking of which, I need to buy more beans. Well, maybe I'll go to the store later. No worries, I have enough for today." You can also read aloud. Find a dialogue from a script, book, or article. Read it out loud, focusing on injecting these reaction phrases where appropriate to make it sound more natural. Fourth, shadow and mimic. This technique is like an instant fluency booster. Find audio or video clips where these phrases are used naturally by native speakers. To do it, listen to how the native speaker says a sentence, then immediately try to repeat it exactly as you hear it. Mimic their pronunciation, their intonation, their speed, and their rhythm. You are literally shadowing their speech like an echo. Your primary goal here is not to understand every single word perfectly, but to copy the sound and the flow of their speech. This helps train your mouth to move in English-specific ways. As a mini exercise, find a short clip, 30 to 60 seconds, of an interview or conversation. Listen for one or two of our phrases. Replay that segment 5 to 10 times, shadowing each time until you feel you've matched the speaker's rhythm and tone. Fifth, record yourself speaking. This strategy can feel a bit uncomfortable or even embarrassing at first, but it is one of the most effective ways to identify and correct your own speaking habits. Think of your phone's recorder as your personal, unbiased coach who gives you clear feedback. Use your phone's voice recorder or any simple recording app. Choose a topic, for example, describe your weekend or talk about your dream vacation. Speak for 1 to 2 minutes without stopping, even if you hesitate or make mistakes. Then play back your recording and listen carefully. Don't just focus on finding every mistake. Instead, listen for bigger patterns. Are there words you often hesitate on? Are there areas where your speech flow breaks down? Are some sounds unclear? Are you using the reaction phrases naturally? After you listen, choose just 1 or 2 specific things to improve for your next recording. A great mini exercise is to record yourself using 3 of the phrases from this lesson in different sentences. Listen. Then re-record, focusing on making them sound more natural. Save your recordings with dates to track your long-term progress. You'll be amazed at your improvement over weeks and months. Sixth, don't be afraid to experiment. The best way to truly learn and internalize these phrases is by trying them out in real conversations. It's absolutely okay if you don't get it perfect the first time, or if you feel a bit awkward. Native speakers are usually very understanding and appreciate your effort to communicate naturally. The goal is to start using them and get more comfortable and confident with each attempt. For targeted use, if you're talking to a friend, deliberately try to use absolutely when you agree, or that's tough when they tell you about a challenge. You can also role play with a partner or alone, imagining scenarios where you'd use these phrases. Role play ordering food and reacting to the menu, or discussing weekend plans and using phrases like sounds good or fair enough. Remember, building fluency and sounding natural is a continuous journey of consistent effort and bravely trying new things. These phrases are powerful tools that will make your English sound more authentic, reduce your hesitation, and boost your confidence in every conversation you have. Navigating difficulties in your mindset. Stay strong. Even with all these amazing strategies, you will definitely have days when speaking English feels hard, frustrating, or you simply don't feel like practicing. This is a natural part of learning anything new. However, your mindset, how you think about these challenges, is incredibly important for pushing through these moments and staying motivated on your journey to fluency. Don't panic about mistakes, your learning superpower. This point is vital for language learners. It's totally normal to make mistakes when you're learning. In fact, mistakes are proof that you are trying, learning, and pushing your boundaries. Instead of getting upset or ashamed, try to see each mistake as a gift, a clear signal from the language itself, telling you exactly what you need to focus on next. Embrace them as essential stepping stones. Remember, the main goal is clear communication, not perfect, flawless speech. Native speakers make mistakes too. They just recover quickly. Your goal is to get your message across. Be patient and kind to yourself. The marathon mindset. Learning to speak a new language well takes time, patience, and consistent effort. There will be good days where everything clicks and you feel amazing progress, and challenging days where it feels like nothing is working or you're even going backward. Be kind to yourself during these times. Acknowledge that what you're doing is difficult but incredibly rewarding. Give yourself permission to stumble, to feel a bit frustrated occasionally, and to take breaks when you need them. Pushing too hard can lead to burnout and discourage you. Always remember how far you've come already and celebrate your courage for stepping out and speaking in a new language. You wouldn't expect to run a marathon on your first day, so don't expect instant fluency. Consistency is your superpower. Small steps, big results. This is the most powerful secret for long-term improvement in any skill, especially language learning. Short daily speaking sessions, even just 10 to 15 minutes, are far more effective than long, tiring practice sessions that happen only once in a while. Think of it like brushing your teeth daily. You don't brush for an hour once a week. You brush for a few minutes every day. Make speaking English a regular, even small part of your daily routine. Regular, consistent effort builds muscle memory and confidence in a way that infrequent, intense bursts cannot. It helps your brain normalize and automate the language. Seek encouragement, not just correction. Build your support system. If you have a trusted friend, family member, language partner, or teacher who speaks English, create a comfortable environment for feedback. Ask them for encouragement and general feedback first. You can say, "Does my English sound natural to you?" Or, "Did that phrase fit well?" If you want specific corrections, ask for them directly and politely. For example, "Could you please tell me one thing I could improve in my pronunciation in this sentence?" Or, "Was there a better phrase I could have used there?" This makes receiving feedback less overwhelming and much more helpful, as it's targeted and comes from a place of support. By truly adopting this positive and resilient mindset, you'll find that the journey to fluent speaking becomes less scary, more manageable, and much more rewarding. Setting goals and tracking your progress. See how far you've come. Like any important skill, improving your English speaking needs consistent effort, a clear plan, and a way to see how much you're growing. Setting specific goals and actively tracking your progress will keep you motivated and give you clear, undeniable proof of how far you've come. This process makes your improvement tangible and celebrates your hard work. Practice often, not just a lot. The daily habit. This point is super important for building lasting fluency. Even just 10 to 15 minutes of speaking practice daily is incredibly effective. This consistent, small effort builds crucial muscle memory in your mouth and brain, makes English feel more natural, and helps your brain adapt to forming words on the fly. Make it a daily habit that you look forward to, rather than a burden. Try to link it to an existing habit, like practicing phrases while you make breakfast or during your commute. Set clear and achievable goals, your SMART roadmap. Don't just say, "I want to speak English fluently." While that's the big dream, it's too general to act upon. Instead, make SMART goals. These are specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. This framework helps you create concrete steps. Specific. What exactly will you do? For example, use 3 new reaction phrases. Measurable, how will you know if you did it? For example, at least 3 times each. Achievable, is it realistic for your current level and time? Yes, 3 phrases is manageable. Relevant, does it help your main goal of natural speaking? Yes, reaction phrases are key. Time bound, by when will you do it? For example, this week, by the end of the month, or tomorrow. For instance, a specific and measurable goal could be, this week I will use exactly Zerania, and that's amazing, at least 3 times each in real conversations. This is easy to track and achievable. Or an achievable and time-bound goal might be, by the end of the month, I want to record myself using 5 new reaction phrases from different categories in a 2-minute monologue without freezing or pausing for too long. This sets a clear task and a deadline. A relevant and measurable goal for solo practice could be, tomorrow I will practice speaking of which. And, by the way, 5 times each while talking to myself about different topics. These clear goals give you direction, help you see your small wins, and break down a big task into smaller, easier steps. Write them down and refer to them daily. Keep track of your progress, your personal success story. Use a simple notebook for a speaking journal or a digital app, like a note-taking app or a simple spreadsheet. Write down what phrases or strategies you practiced, how long you spoke, any new phrases or words you successfully used, and any challenges you faced. Most importantly, regularly record yourself speaking as we discussed earlier, and save these recordings with dates. Over time, when you listen to your older recordings, you'll see undeniable proof of your improvement. You'll hear how much more confident and natural you sound. This visible progress is incredibly motivating and will push you forward, especially on tougher days. It turns abstract effort into concrete achievement. Celebrate small wins, fuel your motivation. Speaking a new language is a marathon, not a sprint. Therefore, it's vital to celebrate every tiny step forward, no matter how small it seems. Did you successfully use awesome in a real conversation? Did you manage to use sorry to interrupt, but politely? Did you listen actively and catch a tricky phrase? Acknowledge and celebrate it. These small victories build momentum, boost your confidence, and give you the desire to keep going. Reward yourself with something you enjoy, perhaps a favorite treat, a moment of relaxation, or sharing your success with a friend, or our English in Moments community. Recognizing and valuing your effort is crucial for staying motivated and making this journey fun and sustainable. You've taken a huge and important step today by understanding exactly how to practice English speaking effectively and by learning powerful strategies to improve. Mastering these reaction phrases and conversation flow techniques is a continuous journey, but it will open up countless opportunities for clearer communication, deeper connections, and true fluency in your life. Remember, every single time you open your mouth in English, you are getting closer to speaking like a native, with amazing confidence and real impact. Keep practicing these techniques diligently. Speak actively, even if it's just to yourself. And always embrace the challenge. The more you consciously work on your speaking, the more natural and effortless English will become for you. Your dedication will definitely lead to profound improvements in your communication skills and how confidently you express yourself. If this episode brought you substantial value, and I sincerely hope it did, please remember to give us a thumbs up right now. Your support is incredibly valuable. It truly helps our channel grow and reach even more dedicated learners like you around the globe. And now I want to hear from you. Which of these phrases is your favorite? Or which one will you try to use first in your next conversation? Share your thoughts and questions in the comments below. We're building this community together, and your input helps us create the most valuable content for you. Hitting that bell icon will ensure you never miss a new episode, as we're here consistently daily to help you on your English learning journey, providing valuable insights, practical tips, and encouraging guidance. You can also find a treasure trove of additional resources and past episodes right here on our channel to continue your progress and explore other fascinating aspects of English. Keep practicing, keep immersing yourself, and keep embracing the incredible, rewarding journey of mastering English. I look forward to connecting with you in the next episode. Happy learning, everyone!